Well, hey there, YouTube. Today, we are back with another technique video, and today I'm going to talk about how to sing softly, which is something I could never do, and I always wanted to be able to do it. When I finally figured it out, and it took a long time, it became one of my favorite things to do. And I went to countless teachers asking them how to do that. I went to singers and singing friends and got some tips, but eventually I really had to figure this out myself, as we kind of have to do everything as far as our voice goes, right? So I'm going to show you how I figured it out and how you can figure it out, even if you can't do it, men or women, okay? Hi, I'm Mike Goodrich, creator of the Inner Singer podcast and all things Inner Singer singing programs, and everything that has anything to do with the Inner Singer. It's me. So anyway, I'm glad you're here, and let's kind of jump right into this. First of all, what the heck is singing softly? Well, singing softly involves less compression in the voice, less air pressure, less chord closure. It's a sound that does require, however, intensity. It's not a lazy sound. Singing softly isn't lazy. Singing softly is just singing softly. It's not it's Now I'm down in my lower register and my chest register when I do that, but if I sing up, let's say in my mix, well, let's just say an E natural. Well, let's say a G. Let's put me on a G4. Now that's not falsetto. I've got chord closure. There's no break, and I can crescendo that. I changed the vowel a little because ooh, I started with, because that's a nice vowel to find that real pretty nice head voice, soft singing on. And then when I crescendoed, I just opened the vowel a little bit. Now, I didn't have to, but to give you the dramatic effect of this is soft and this is loud, on an ooh, it's not as impressive. We've talked about the ooh in a lot of the videos that I've done. When you're singing an ooh loud, you hang on more to an But anyway, I'm not going to get into that right now. I want this to be about soft singing. So, a lot of us, myself included back then, can't sing soft, and I'm going to show you a little diagram of why. Now, this is just a crazy little white piece of paper with some Sharpie marks on it that I'm going to hold up right here, kind of in front of my face, but I want to make sure you can see it. So what this indicates is my dynamic range, not my vocal range, but my dynamic range, my ability to sing soft to loud. Okay, now this is triple pianissimo, which means as soft as I can sing, or as soft as you can sing, right? And this is triple forte, which is as loud. Now this little line here is a line that will delineate between incredibly soft up to not quite as soft, up to past that line, louder, medium voice, mezzo forte. So now, when I couldn't sing soft, my tone, my volume, my dynamic range would be about from this line, mezzo forte, to triple forte. So basically, my dynamic ability was loud and louder. There was no such thing as soft in there. Why? Because this part of my voice here, now this is oversimplified for the explanation, but it'll make sense. This part of my voice here was not built in. So if I needed to sing like an E natural, I would have to start, I would have to start loud, which means a little bit of excessive chord closure. A little bit more than I should have, okay? And so by doing that, I can sing a little loud and louder, right? But I couldn't do this. If I tried to let it back up, I'm just going to clear my throat. Excuse me. If I tried to let it back up, I would get this. Nothing would come out. I just banged the mic, so I'm going to do that again. So my tone started here. It's as soft as I could sing. I could go louder, but when I tried to back it up, it would stop there again. This was not built in. How did I build it in? So that then now I can go. How did I develop that? Well, it took me quite a while to figure this out. I had a lot of people tell me about this, a lot of tenors, a lot of singers, and basically what I started doing to build in that little area of my voice that didn't exist was I started singing in falsetto with a lot of emotion and meaning. And what that did is it began to suck the chords together, and my falsetto very quickly became head voice. What is head voice? Between falsetto and head voice, more chord closure. A little more air pressure, a little more chord closure, resistance of the vocal cords against the air. So all of a sudden, I had now if I pushed it, it would crack. So the way it started for me, and this is for guys, I'm going to get to the women in 1 second. The way it started for me was falsetto, and all of a sudden, something that didn't seem like falsetto anymore. But when I leaned into it, it couldn't be there. So what did I do? I began to treat my voice as very elastic, very buoyant. And I would get into that kind of a sound, and I would lean into it until it would breath, and it would disappear. Then I would back it up, and I'd say, okay, let's take it right up to the point where it wants to crack, or let go, or drop out. And let's lean into it and just kind of stay there and treat it like it's an elastic band, and just kind of, I just banged on my microphone again, and just be buoyant with it. And eventually it went all the way through to loud. Now then I had to get back, and that's another trick that you have to practice. Sometimes closing your mouth as you're bringing the volume down helps as a little bit of a trick. Now, for the women, I've helped countless women do this, and let me tell you how. Barbra Streisand did a classical record. I think it's called Classical Barbara. On that record, she did a vocalese by a composer, and I don't even know how to pronounce the composer, and I should. That's terrible, right? I would guess Pavane. Pavane, I believe it is. And it's a vocalese. There are no lyrics. It's just a vocalese. And she does it on an oo vowel, and I've always put like a D in front of it, so it's do. And it sounds a little bit like this. Actually, it sounds exactly like this. And so I come down, I start, that's an F4. And you women would start in that key. And you men can do it too, actually. I used to do it in falsetto and try and blend it down until it became head voice. But for women, this is phenomenal for filling in that area that I described earlier with my little amazing artwork. And so if you do that, and you do head voice, it'll be head voice, it'll be a light mix, it'll be whatever it is, but go for that heady sound, because that's going to fill in this area right here from triple pianissimo to pianissimo. So, and then it goes up from there. It plays around a little bit. It's kind of rangy, but then it goes down deep too. And if you follow kind of the way she does it, she dips down into her chest. So you've got the... So if you do this, it's really going to develop that ability to sing soft in your voice. And singing softly and having that dynamic ability helps you so much in your interpretation. Because if you have to sing loud and louder, it's so limiting. But if you can start softly or sing, a first verse, and then build and build and build, and you can sing a tone and then back it all the way back to there. It's so much fun. You can put so much emotion into it, and the payoff is just amazing. It became one of my favorite things to do from not being able to do it. And I tried for years. I mean, I would go to a lot of people, and they would just be fooling around with that sound in their voice. I'd go to teachers, and they would just be messing around doing something. And I'd say, that voice, how do you do that? And invariably, almost all of them would say, I don't know, I could always do that. And I'm like, that doesn't help. And finally, the more people I asked, the more singers I asked, I found singers, great tenors, that couldn't do that from birth, that actually developed it from the falsetto, from what I'm talking about now to you. And the same thing with women. If you have, as a woman, so much chord closure that the only way you can get a note is and belting it out, and I don't mean a great belt, I mean just too much chord closure aggressively, or in a light head voice, then you've got to fill in the rest of that, and you can actually do it. And that Streisand vocally is one of the best ways I know. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you want more videos like this, subscribe. Love to have you subscribe. And to hit the bell for notifications. That would be awesome. Comment, leave your comments, any videos you'd like me to make, any suggestions, concerns, criticisms, whatever. There's another thing. Oh, yes, thumbs up if you like the video. And if you would like my free Singing Accelerator video series, then that's in the link below. It's got 3 really amazing videos. Count them 3. And if you would like to get my free ebook called The 5 Biggest Mistakes Singers Make When Singing in Their Mix or Belting and How You Can Avoid Them, the link is in the description. And they're really, really, really good. So anyway, I will see you. There are videos, recommended videos here somewhere in the last 20 seconds of this video, which I always stall for. I'm stalling. I'm done stalling. Okay, great. So subscribe, and great to see you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.